Hello amazing artists, this is Mr. D, and for this video we are going to create a tree using some basic household items. So the items that you will need for today are green construction paper. If you don't have green construction paper, you can color a regular piece of paper with a green crayon. You'll need an empty toilet paper roll and you will need some scissors. So if you do not have those items, you may go ahead and get them and pause the video. And if you do have those items, let's go ahead and get started. So for today, we're going to make a tree, and this is going to be the base of our tree. So let's go ahead and start off by doing two things to this toilet paper roll. We're going to take our scissors, and very carefully, we're going to cut just a little slit right there. And then we're going to move across to the opposite end and cut a little slit on the other side. And that is the only time that we will need to do anything to our toilet paper roll today. So now we're going to sit it right there. What we're going to do now is we are going to draw some leaves. And even if you have green construction paper, you can draw the outline that you can cut in a minute that we're going to end up inserting into these slits that we just made. So let's lay our toilet paper down, rolled down like this, because we want our leaves to be proportionate to the trunk of the tree. So if we were to go outside and look at a tree, to see a proportionate tree, we would, if the trunk was like this, then the leaves would probably be about this size. So remember, when we do the outlines, we're going to press down hard. And then when we go back and color in, we'll color in softly. So that's going to be a good proportionate amount, maybe, of leaves. So now that I've got my leaves drawn out, I'm just going to go back and color them. Now remember, when you color, you want to go one direction the entire time, and you want to use soft pressure. So I'm not pressing down as hard as I was when I was creating my outline of my leaves. So I'm going diagonally. You can go up and down, or you can go side to side, or you can go diagonally, but you need to pick one of those and stick with it the entire time you're coloring, because that will make your coloring look neater. So I'm going to take my time and color this in. If you already had green construction paper, then you don't really have to color this in. You can go ahead and start cutting out the leaves if you would like to, or the top of the tree. So now that I've colored it in, I'm just going to add a few more hard pressure outlines, just like this. Some curved lines to make it look like there are more defined leaves inside of my tree, or groups of leaves. So you don't have to do this, but that's an option if you would like to do it. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out the leaves to my tree. And sometimes I'll even skip over and combine two of the curves that I made in order to form one leaf, if I think that I put too many curves in the tree. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm combining two curves to create one curve. So there, now I have the top of my tree. So what I want to do is on the other side, I want to flip it over and I want to color in the other side. I'm just going to go horizontal, holding down my paper as I color it, because that way if I look at the tree from the back or from the front, then the top of the tree, the leaves are going to be green. So if I weren't to color this side, if I were to look at it from the back, it would just be blank and empty. So we want to make sure we color the other side. Again, if you had green construction paper, you don't really have to worry about this because your other side was already green. And then again, I'm going to add some more grouping of leaves. Okay, so now that I have this completely finished and both sides have leaves on them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it into the two slits of the cardboard toilet paper roll that we created at the beginning. So there it goes into one of the slits, and then I just need to find the other one that I made. And I don't think it cut as well as it should have, so I may have to go back here and there we go. So there's the other. So now we've got a tree. Let me move this just like that. And from either side that we look at it from, it's going to have a green top. Now another thing that I can do is I can take a crayon and on the trunk I can draw some bark like this. And I can draw a few spirals because sometimes in the bark of a tree you'll see some spirals, just to give it a little bit more detail and to add some texture, some implied texture to the tree trunk. I'm going to do that on the back as well because I don't want to just do it to one side. I'm also going to add it to the sides. And there I go. Now I'm finished and I've got my toilet paper roll tree. And you could even create, if you've got more toilet paper rolls, you could create a little forest that you could display in your room. Okay, so I hope everybody has an awesome rest of your day, and goodbye.